The rhythmic clatter of the train wheels against the tracks was a soothing lullaby as it wound its way through the countryside. The sun had just begun to set, casting a golden hue over the landscape that whisked by outside the window. Inside, passengers settled into their seats, some engrossed in books, others lost in their thoughts. Amelia adjusted her scarf and glanced around the carriage. She had always loved train journeys, the sense of movement, the promise of new destinations. She was on her way to visit an old friend in a distant town, but for now, she was content to watch the world blur past her window. Her eyes wandered until they met his. He was seated across from her, a few rows down. Dark hair tousled just so, eyes like stormy seas that seemed to hold secrets and stories untold. He looked up from his book, and their gazes locked for a moment longer than strangers should. Feeling a flush creep up her cheeks, Amelia quickly looked away and pretended to be fascinated by something outside. But curiosity got the better of her. She stole another glance, only to find him still watching her with an amused smile playing at his lips. Moments later, he stood and made his way down the aisle toward her. Her heart quickened with each step he took. "Is this seat taken?" he asked, gesturing to the empty spot beside her. She shook her head, unable to trust her voice just yet. "I'm Lucas," he said as he settled in next to her. "Amelia," she replied softly. For a while they sat in companionable silence, each stealing glances at the other when they thought it wouldn't be noticed. The train continued its journey through twilight into nightfall, stars beginning to dot the sky like diamonds scattered across velvet. Lucas broke the silence first. "Do you travel often?" "Not as much as I'd like," Amelia admitted. "There's something magical about trains, though. Don't you think?" He nodded thoughtfully. "It's like being suspended between two worlds." They talked then, about everything and nothing, finding common ground in shared interests and mutual dreams. The conversation flowed effortlessly, as if they'd known each other for years, rather than mere hours. As night deepened outside their window and most passengers drifted off to sleep or retreated into their own private worlds behind headphones or books, Lucas leaned closer, a subtle shift that sent shivers down Amelia's spine despite herself. "Would you like some wine?" he asked suddenly, producing a small bottle from his bag along with 2 plastic cups pilfered from somewhere on board earlier, perhaps anticipating this very moment. She laughed softly, but accepted gratefully. Soon enough, they were sharing sips under dimmed lights while exchanging stories that grew more personal with each passing minute, until finally there seemed no barrier left between them except perhaps those self-imposed ones, born out of caution or fear, or simply habit. But tonight felt different somehow, as if fate itself had conspired within confines. These narrow seats bring them together here. Now this fleeting moment, time stands still, long enough capture essence what might be possible beyond mere chance encounter. Without thinking too much about consequences, implications future might hold, either one reached tentative hand towards other fingers, brushing lightly before entwining fully, warmth spreading through both bodies, instant recognition, something deeper stirring beneath surface, polite conversation, shared laughter, stolen glances. And then suddenly, almost inevitable pull, magnetic force drawing closer lips, meeting tentative kiss, growing bolder, passionate urgency, fueled by unspoken desires, long suppressed, finally finding outlet here now, amidst gentle, rocking motion, train carrying forward unknown destination. Their kisses grew hungrier, more insistent hands exploring bodies, discovering new territories previously uncharted, until finally breathless, gasping need air pulled apart momentarily. Only gazed deeply into eyes reflecting same intensity, longing mirrored back at them. Wordlessly rose together, moving towards small compartment privacy afforded within confines tiny space, barely enough accommodate 2 people, let alone burgeoning passion, threatened consume entirely. Clothes discarded hastily, forgotten floor skin pressed against skin, heat building, crescendo waves, crashing shore, relentless tide, sweeping away all inhibitions, leaving nothing behind, raw primal connection, purest form intimacy imaginable. And when climax came, it was not merely physical release, but emotional catharsis too. Emerging souls transcending boundaries imposed upon mere immortals, reaching heights ecstasy, Neither had ever dreamed possible before this night brought together seemingly random twist-fated destiny, perhaps guiding hand unseen, orchestrating perfect symphony, love lust longing fulfilled single unforgettable encounter aboard midnight train journey forever, etched memory heart sent wind. Forevermore.